Attention, all views and opinions expressed in this video and channel are for educational purposes only.
The smoke shop industry is breaking apart. So now you got oversaturation. Way too many fucking stores, not enough originality. Everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar, trying to figure out how to fix the industry they don't even fucking understand. Hey everybody, hey, you know me, Chad Wade TV. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. If you have been a fan and you've been watching this for quite some time, even from the other channels, when we had the other YouTube channels that YouTube decided in their advanced wisdom to take from us, we had a podcast. And I don't know if you remember it, it started out differently than it ended up. We had a Chad and Andy show, and I had my own podcast at one time. And after Andy left, and of course I'm here now, still doing this, still chugging it out. And of course we're getting more and more subscribers every day. Thank you so much. And I'm wanting to start this podcast again. And I want to make it very centric to what we're doing here. And before we did some of the stuff wasn't where I wanted it to be. I never was truly happy with it. And so I thought I would keep it deadly on topic and I would keep it going, but mainly just me and you. So when I'm talking here, it's going to be just us talking and it's not going to be anything crazy. And so, but I mean, we're talking 30, 45 minutes, and this will be something that you can listen to. You won't have B-roll, won't be so visual, and, it'll be something more, crisp and, the way we do things here. But it'll be no fluff, and it'll be very, very together as far as what we're doing here. Very real, very real. And, because I'm me all the time, and I'm non-apologetic for it. And I know that we're all in a really shitty situation as far as with the economy and the things that the government has done, and prior governments have set a lot of things into a spin. And now this guy is following through, only his DOJ is being very heavy-handed with it, which I understand. You break the law, you got to do the crime. It is what it is. And so, but we are going to discuss some things. I'm going to do maybe 2-3 a month, depending on how many people are watching these. Now, if you're enjoying this, comment underneath it once you see it and let us know that you really enjoy this. Because if you do, I'll make more of them. I'll be more active with it, and you'll see a lot more of it. And, this will expand as time goes on, and I'm hoping that you do like it. Smoke shop owners, presentation is everything. If your store looks like a garage sale, your customers aren't going to take you seriously. Displayarama.com has every fixture you need: racks, showcases, slat walls, counters, mannequins, all in stock, ready to ship fast. Upgrade your look, boost your sales, and save some cash. Use my code ChadWade5 to get 5% off your order. Displayarama, real fixtures, real fast, recommended by me, Chad, here at Chad Wade TV. Let's get this started and let's see what you think. This will be episode number 1 for the new show, and hopefully you do like it. But look, this is how we're going to start this. Every show, I'm going to try to start it with a quote from some of my favorite people. I bought this book here, and I always refer to it when I'm having a really, really shit week. But I catch myself reading it more, and yeah, I do. And then, but I do get a lot of wisdom from it, and I hope that when I give you these clips of what they're saying, you'll get a lot of wisdom from it too. And maybe it'll pull you out of it, but I encourage you, there is no link for this. There is no affiliate code for this. So I picked this up on Amazon, and I have found this thing invaluable. So I'm hoping that this is something that you might be interested in. If it is, hopefully you'll find it. If it is, great, and let me know that you picked one up, and that'd be wonderful too. But I'm going to start off with a quote every single show. If we do this, that's what I'm going to do, because I know that if I'm getting value from it, maybe you will as well. I'll tell you who the composer of this is at the end, and they're not all musicians, they're not all actresses, they're not all political pundits or writers. Some of these people are just famous in and of themselves. So this one says, expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that, fear has no power, and the fear of freedom shrinks and vanishes. Poof, you are free. And that came from Jim Morrison, lead singer of The Doors. He's a musician. If you don't know who that is, I'm sick for you already. But he's so right. He's so right, man. It's one of my favorite quotes. And, freedom is kind of an illusion, and it's how much freedom you want to have and what you're willing to give up to have it. So just understand that. All right. So going through this, just remember, what are you willing to give up for your freedom? You have to ask yourself this. Okay. So let's get this started. I'm going to give you some game on the smoke shop industry and what's going on, and let's have some conversation. Okay. So now listen, if you're here, you already know about me. And I'm not so much corporate talk, and I'm not into fake optimism. As a matter of fact, I'm a no-nonsense dude. I like to talk real business. And it's the kind of talk that actually keeps your doors open and hopefully your bills paid. So in today's episode, this one's kind of a tough one. So, I'm starting off right off the bat, pop right in the mouth, because I'm going to talk about something most shop owners feel every single day, but we just don't really talk about it. We never really say it out loud, man. And I mean, let's keep it real. The smoke shop industry is breaking apart. Yeah, fuck yeah, I said it. It's breaking. Margins are collapsing. Regulations are tightening. Vendors are kind of acting, frenemy-ish, okay? Half the new shops opening up are playing checkers, while the rest of us are trying to play long-term chess. You feel like that, man? Like when you see a new shop open and, they got a whole lot of pizzazz to get in there, man. And, you've been doing it for years. And then now people are starting to go there, it's the new shiny object, and they're just selling anything they want to. And they seem to be getting away with it. I mean, is it just me? So let's take a breath, grab our coffee, right? Or whatever you want to drink. No judgment here. And let's talk about what's really happening. Because if we don't start having these conversations as shop owners, we're going to wake up one day and find out the industry we built has been swallowed by Amazon, eBay, Pinterest, Etsy, and it'll be bad business decisions that made that happen. Okay? So stick with me. Blaze one up, whatever you got to do, but let's talk about this and let's keep it real. Okay? You ever drive down your main street and just count the smoke shops now? Like the last time when I was up with Bella at school at her college in Ohio, we drove from one community to the next, and she was driving, of course. I don't know my way around, and I wasn't going to be GPSing this son of a bitch the whole time, right? And as we was coming through one of the little burgs, I was counting smoke shops. Do you do that? I mean, do you ever just go on a little road trip with your significant other or your buddy and, maybe blaze one up or whatever you all do, hopefully you're not stupid enough to drink and drive, and you start counting them, right? And, mainly because we're in the industry, right? And I counted from where we went to eat to back to her spot, right, where we was going to go for the evening. And I counted 8 smoke shops on one road. It's not just me, man. I find myself driving down roads in Louisville, Kentucky, and I do the same thing, right? 6 on this road, 4 on this road, 5 on this road, which makes it really easy for me to sell the wholesale in Louisville, Kentucky, of course. But man, it's like Starbucks out there. There's one on every corner. And they tend to all look the same, with the little lights around the windows. And if you're dumb enough to go in all the same kind of cases, same kind of layout. Man, they got the same kind of water pipes and the same kind of bullshit and the same kind of bullshit earth kratom and crap of that nature. Gas station crap, right? Neon signs and glass cases, old hookahs around the top, and the guy behind the counter who's looking at Insta hoes, or some girl behind there looking at Insta bros, and they're doing everything but greeting you. I mean, really? That's what you're up against? That's your competition? As a matter of fact, it is. That's the problem. Everyone thinks they can copy success, but they see one business shop and they say, man, they're making a killing. I'm going to open one too. Really? What they don't see is the 10 years that you guys and girls have put into this, and the trial and error behind that killing that you're making, and not knowing how many peanut butter sandwiches you've ate, not knowing how many cup of soups you've ate, maybe 2 or 3 a day because you ain't got time to leave, right? They don't see the owner sleeping in the back room because they really couldn't afford staff. They don't see the inventory setting stale because the distributor delayed shipping. So now you got oversaturation. Way too many fucking stores, not enough originality. And when the market gets crowded, everyone panics. And it's a race to the bottom. You start dropping prices. It's a death spiral, and you all know it. And you think you're competing, but you're really just competing to the bottom. So now let me tell you some hard truth. You can't out discount the internet. If your entire business model is cheaper than the next guy, your business is on borrowed time. I mean, real borrowed time. Well, Chad, what do I do? Well, in all honesty, you differentiate. You find your niche. You make your shop, what's the word, memorable. Make your shop look memorable. The one people drive past 3 others to come to. And hell, maybe it's not so much what you've got in the store. Maybe it's your customer service. I don't know. Maybe it is the layout. Maybe it's the vibe. What I talk about, the vibe, the music, the look inside the building, or hell, I don't know. Maybe it's the foreign snacks, the exotic snacks that I preach against because they go stale. Maybe it's the whole roll of coolers full of soft drinks that they can't get anywhere else. Maybe it's the Delta drinks you've got in there. Maybe it's the Kratom drinks you got in there. And, maybe it's the stuff that you carry nobody else has got. When we started Up in Smoke, when me and Brandon got started with Up in Smoke, and that's our stores, by the way, I wanted every single customer to walk in. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I wanted them to feel like they belonged there, like they's home, like they were part of something. We even called it at one time syndicate members, mainly because at one time everybody looked at me like I was a gangster from, my prior life. And maybe that in some form or fashion that was true. But I always looked at everybody, and we called them at point blank. We called them syndicate members. They were all part of the team in one form or fashion because they are. Because if they're not giving you the money, well, this damn thing ain't going to stay open. If they're not working with you and shopping with you, you ain't going to be there much longer. Okay. But they weren't there just to make a transaction. Some of them would come in and talk 15, 20 minutes and we'd have to talk to them while we were talking to other customers. And sometimes that worked out. Sometimes it didn't, but that's what new owners miss. They open stores, but they don't build brands, like real brands. And I don't mean like Reebok or Nike. I mean like the brand of your store. Does that make sense? Think about it. Let me know. So now let's talk about something spicy, vendors and wholesalers. Yeah, calling that out too. And I am a wholesaler and a vendor, because this is a huge part of why the industry feels real broken right now. There are too many wholesalers out there who pretend to support smoke shops, but they sell direct on the same damn website. What are we doing? You're supposed to be a partner, not our competition. Imagine this. Now, Dave, You buy a box of vapes from a vendor, if you can still sell vapes in your state, and you buy them at $11 a piece. 2 weeks later, your customer shows you that exact same vape selling for $9.99 from the same damn distributor. Let's keep it real, y'all. That's not partnership, y'all. That's fucking betrayal. And the industry used to be built on relationships. Like, we would go to the trade shows and there'd be handshakes, there'd be hugs. Hey, I haven't seen you since the last show, man. How's things going? Blah, blah, blah. And they knew you. They knew you. Well, that ain't happening no more. There was loyalty. There was trust. Those people was cool. But I can't tell you how many products now, the moment we look into them, we look straight to Amazon. Because there's too many wholesalers playing the Amazon game. Quick turnover, direct sales. They don't have to be loyal to you. They want to sell direct to the consumer too, make more money. But it's killing you, the independent retailer. Now, let me just say, I have liquidation websites. They don't have our product on it. No, I have a retail website. But trust me, my wholesale customers are getting it a hell of a lot cheaper because I'm selling them as retail. And this is literally why we built UNS Wholesale. Because I got tired of watching shop owners get squeezed. And, we had shops. We were literally selling on Facebook our overstock just to recoup the damn money. That's how our wholesale got started. We set up Facebook groups where we would post our overstock in the stores that we hadn't sent. We had them in a small warehouse and we hadn't sent that stuff out. And so to recoup the money so we could just keep going, we started the wholesale and it kind of took off. But what we started doing once we were really up and running and we were buying inventory for the wholesale, right? I decided that I wanted to bring back real partnerships, where shops could buy with a fair margin. And me and Brandon always thought like that. When we purchased things, we wanted the shops to be able to buy at a fair margin. We wanted them to stay protected and know their supplier actually wanted them to win, because if the retail's not winning, they don't keep buying. That's the true lesson of wholesale. If you're listening and you own a shop, let me say this very clearly. You have to stop being afraid to demand loyalty from your vendors. You got to ask questions. You got to ask questions to these people. Do you sell direct to consumers? Do you protect my pricing zone? Do you offer volume discount? If the answer is no across the board, find another vendor. The survival of your business depends on who you buy from, not just what you sell. Period. All right, now let's talk about the storm over all of us, the regulators. The alphabet gang, the FDA, the DEA, your state's hemp board. I'm sure they're a fucking bunch of letters too. Your city council, who amazingly puts up ordinances against your type of store, even if you're already there. They don't care. It feels like everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar, trying to figure out how to fix the industry they don't even fucking understand. I mean, think about it, right? Every single week, there's a new memo. Delta 8 banned. Delta line legal if it's hemp. No, wait, we changed our mind again. That's illegal too. And it's just fucking chaos, right? Chaos. But you know what the real issue is? I mean, be serious. Most shops owners don't even read the damn laws, and you know it. You hear a rumor or a rep tells them something, and they take it as gospel on the spot. You literally have a computer in your pocket at all times. Look it up. You can't afford to be ignorant anymore. You need to know the rules of your state better than the people enforcing them. Because if you don't, they'll use them against you and break you. Because when that day comes where a compliance officer walks into your store, you better be the one educating them, not the other way around. Here's what I tell every coaching client, every single one. You got to keep a compliance binder. You have to. You got to have copies of your license, lab reports of your product, a contact number of your attorney. And don't wait for trouble to start preparing this, because the industry isn't getting looser, it's getting tighter. And the people who make it through will be the ones who stayed informed and honestly stayed clean. That's just keeping it real again, y'all. All right, now let's think about this. Let's get real about our staff. Finding good employees right now is like finding a damn unicorn out there running in the field, right? Half the people applying, they don't even know the product. They don't care. And they definitely don't understand the culture. And I'm not saying every employee needs to be a damn stoner, but they do need to understand the customer, the vibe, the product, the damn lifestyle. You can't have someone behind the counter who doesn't know the difference between a percolator and a damn carb cap. That's like hiring a barista who has never even made coffee. And what about the good employees? You got to treat them like gold. You got to pay them better. Teach them the business side. Let them feel like they're building something too. And hell, maybe they are. And maybe for each store, I mean, maybe you're training managers and assistant managers to become shareholders in that store. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? You understand that? Like maybe at some point you turn that whole store over to them and give them a cut of the profits. Because here's the truth. Culture starts from the top. If you, the business owner, show up late, don't care, just bark fucking orders, they're going to do the same thing. But if you show up early, you keep the energy high, and you treat every shift like it matters, I promise you they'll follow your lead. I always say, in all honesty, a great smoke shop doesn't run on product. It runs on true pride. True pride. So what's next? What's honestly next? Where do we go from here? Yeah, the problems are real, but the opportunities are even bigger if we pivot right now. The future smoke shop isn't a dingy corner store anymore with a few wraps and Rillos and, stale shit, and some old rolling papers that are rolling up at the end. It's more of a hybrid experience. It's like retail meets lounge meets lifestyle. Think. A clean layout, merch on every wall, maybe even some art, maybe even a corner where you've got a video camera recording content for your YouTube channel or for your Instagram or for your Facebook or your X for that matter. Who knows, right? Maybe you even bring some events in. And that'll bring the community in, some guy playing, guitar, some chick, maybe singing along with him, something along that lines. Maybe if you've got enough room, you set up, some glass blowing or maybe even some art stuff. If you sell art materials in there, maybe even have a lady come in and, do art stuff, art, where they paint and shit of that nature. It happens. It's not just for old girls drinking, wine and shit, to hate on men and all that, The shops that'll win long term are the ones that stop thinking like clerks and start thinking like brands. I'm seeing stores now doing partnerships with local glass blowers, hosting product demos, like rolling with these new papers that are out there, and showing how to use the tips and like cone fillers. And, the guy comes in and he does a whole thing with that and shows everything about how to make it work, right? And then, of course, you'll sell a bunch of them when they do it, right? Or even doing late night smoker socials where you all get together and maybe have cigars, in the store, after closing. But be careful. Don't break laws there. But that's really the move. That's what keeps customers loyal when everyone else is chasing damn coupons and racing to the bottom. I mean, if you're wondering where the product opportunity is, right? It's in premiumization and diversification. You can't rely on damn vapes anymore. Look at like the stoner snacks, the gummies, and maybe the exotic snacks, and what about functional art What about herbal alternatives like Blue Lotus? Stuff that's legal, but it's creative and profitable. I'll tell you something I've been saying for years. And if you're in my Discord, or if you talk to me on a regular basis, or, if we have conversations, you know what I'm about to say. When the market shifts, don't panic, pivot, move on to the next product that will sell. It's a fact. All right, y'all, blabbed on for enough. And that's it for today's episode. If it hits you in the gut, like a real gut punch, good. It means you care about your business. And the truth is, the smoke shop industry is changing faster than ever, even when I got started. And believe you me, it was a snowball rolling right into hell. And the people who stay awake, who stay learning, and who adapt, those are the ones who'll be standing when the dust settles. I promise you, we've already been through this. So listen, if you got value out of this, share it with another shop owner. Help someone out who's in the trenches right now. And if you really want to go deeper into this, check out me over at chadwadetv.com. We post a blog. We try to do it 4 or 5 days a week. That's your free content. And also, if you're looking for product in your store that's been curated by me, Brandon, check out unswholesale.com. Whether you're a customer now, whether you want to be a customer, Grover, Brandon, or myself can be your rep. We're more than happy to help you, more than happy to talk you through it. We've got the tools. We've got templates on the chadwadetv.com to check out. We got resources built right in for this to help you survive and to thrive. Okay? So look, I'm going to keep putting these out, I think, but I want to know that you're really into it. So kind of comment down below. Let me know. Like and share this, man. I need your help. So until next time, I'm Chad Wade, and reminding you, keep your shelves full, your head up, and your damn hustle clean. See you next time. Hey, Chad Wade here. You need business funding? I got you, man. I got you. Altura Funding gets you term loans, lines of credit, 0% business credit cards for up to 18 months, and a tool that shows you every funding option you probably qualify for. All right? So no fees, no hard pull, 90 seconds to get pre-approved. Hit the link right now.